Yes, so Hare Krishna. So sorry, last time we couldn't have our session because I was having some personal work to attend, and we are back after 2 weeks. So I hope you will be able to remember like what we discussed last time. Before beginning, we'll just start as usual. Uh, let me ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so welcome everyone for the fourth session or fourth chapter. Actually, it's a fifth session, but it's fourth chapter. We So here in this, what we have seen in second and third chapter, Krishna was or is encouraging Arjuna for fighting the war, for doing the duty in this world and duty beyond this world also, right? Swadharma and Sanatan Dharma, if you remember. Right? The art of living is living in this world by doing your duty, but doing it with spiritual vision, not just performing your mundane life every day. It's not just expected. We have to do our job also and do our spiritual higher vision also we should have. And what now Krishna is going to has told Arjuna to live in this world, and Krishna is going to give Arjuna so some extra knowledge. Now this knowledge is transcendental knowledge because you cannot have vision without knowledge. That's why you are on Gita for life, right? You are also trying to get some knowledge. You are doing your jobs, you are studying in your college, you are doing whatever possible in your material life, everything. But you are still doing this course because like that is the purpose, the higher vision that you have. You are interested in learning more about this. So knowledge is important because it gives us vision and spirit to live. Okay. So what I always tell people is spirit plus ritual is spiritual. Okay, spirit plus rituals is spiritual. If you take spirit out, that means you don't have the knowledge and understanding the reasoning behind the rituals that or the rational behind the rituals. It just become the ritualistic. You might have seen in at your homes, right? We have to do certain things. Our parents or our ancestors didn't know the reason to do that those things, but we just have to do because someone else was doing that. So that is ritual. I'll just tell you one simple story. Here in Maharashtra, there is one spiritual place named as Jejuri. Okay, and there basically it's Khanderao Maharaj, and then he loves dogs also. That's the story. And there was a dog, like he was sleeping on the road, and also the turmeric, actually it's called as Bhandara. It's very favorite of Khanderao Maharaj. So people offer that turmeric to that god or deity, and the dog was sleeping, and the dog is also favorite of Khanderao Maharaj. People knew that. So someone threw that Bhandara or the turmeric on the dog. When I saw that, I went. It was like kind of a stairs. I climbed there. I took darshan and came back. The dog was complete yellow. People didn't have the real knowledge or understanding why they are doing. They were just following because the previous person before them has followed that. That's the ritualistic thing. Many of us grew up with spirituality and religious life, in our homes, in our surroundings, we don't know the exact reason behind that. So we need to understand that by having spirit to make the ritual more spiritual, right? Why we should be doing, we should be having that knowledge. And once we have that proper knowledge and understanding, then we'll have more uh, spirituality in ourselves, we can say. We don't want to become like 99% of the world religions, where they don't know the reason why they are following that religion, right? We don't want to do that. That's why this knowledge is very, very important. So as you remember, every chapter is having acronym, right? This chapter has acronym years, right? So my parents have told me, like, we have 2 ears and one mouth. So we have to use that proportionately. So we should listen more and talk less. That's what the meaning is. So why this chapter is years, right? In previous ages, the knowledge was passed by teacher to his students by speaking or hearing. Students just used to hear. Just by hearing, they used to remember everything, and then they were able to apply it also and pass it on generation also. Hence, the knowledge was passed from one generation to other generation with the process called as Shruti. Okay, and that because the Shruti means that knowledge that is heard. So this acronym is quite fitting in this chapter. Everything we understand by spirituality is understood through the process of hearing. We can't experience everything personally. We have to hear. We have to keep our ears open. Okay, so in this E stands for eternal education. Like how does Krishna brings this knowledge in the world? Right? That is explained is in chapter in verses 1 to 10. Once that knowledge has received, there are two types of results of that. We understand it, how to accurately understand it, and how to remove the reactions of it. Another effect of knowledge. Once we have understood the knowledge, and how we can remove the reactions. And S stands for sacrifice. That how to go deeper in that knowledge and apply in our life. That's what we are going to see in this chapter now. So when I'm teaching you Bhagavad Gita here, I'm giving you a lot of information, right? And there is something more than information. We are not just to give you information. Good teachers don't just give information, but more than information, we want to give you understanding, that you understand. That is more valuable than just having the information. But what is more important than understanding is having wisdom. When the knowledge has gone into deeper space of your consciousness, because you are actually understanding that knowledge on a deeper level. And there is more than vision. Wisdom is foresight and vision. Wisdom will help you understand the past, right? What has happened to you is because of certain things. That's wisdom. And how to apply this knowledge, this information or understanding to create the new future. That is foresight, actually. So knowledge that we are giving you through this Gita Life course, what we are learning, like I just don't want to give you just information. I don't want to just give you understanding also. Okay? Here we don't even want you to give wisdom also. What here I want you to learn is how to have the foresight and vision for your future life. That is what is important. When we are making decisions in this world, we are actually, or we are reacting to certain situation. We are deciding where to go, which path to take, which decision to make. You are creating the new future. Okay, so when you have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, which goes deeper space in your heart and transforms your vision, you will be able to create a future that is more successful or more accurate here in this. Okay, so here we can give you information, understanding, but you want to you what you have to do is you have to get the wisdom and vision also. You have to apply that knowledge to get the vision. That all depends on how much you contemplate and how much wisdom and vision you can get. We'll discuss about this in this chapter. Okay, and you'll get to know why I was talking about that. So there is a saying, the good life is inspired by love and guided by knowledge. And this chapter is all about knowledge. So knowledge, when we talk about knowledge, we always talk about how it is given, what is its effects, and how it is received. So in this section E, we'll talk about how it is given. A and R talk about what are its effects, like, and S is the how it is received, so that it goes deeper in your heart. So this picture, on the right hand side, you see great personality Vyasadeva, who is the person who has written Mahabharata and all other scriptures. And on the right hand side is Narada Muni, another greatest teachers, that the saint we have, who is always traveling around the world and sharing the spirituality. He became the teacher of Vyasadeva also. What are we going to talk is how does Krishna bring this knowledge in this world, right? What we are living right now. But before that, I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think are the top 4 ways people relax in this world? Somebody please send your messages in the chat. Like, how do people relax once they are tired or bored or whatever things? What do you think? Like, you can unmute and speak also, or you can send in chat.
By
Okay.
being alone for some time, maybe that is one path.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
By being alone or giving yourself some personal space.
Okay. So being
Second,
going on vacation or some
right,
relaxation, right?
right.
Okay.
Second can be listening to music or any kind of activities which pleases any of our senses, like
Okay.
hearing or seeing something like that.
Movies or anything like that. Okay,
Perfect.
nice. There is one more answer I received from Shubhranshu is sleep. Correct. Yeah, you're on right track actually. Most of the answers. Anybody else want to add something? What do we do generally? People do to relax in this world. So there was a survey. Through that survey, it was understood like people do these 4 most prominent activities are these 4. Okay, vacation, like going out. Sleep, intoxication means like having alcohol or any other uh, relevant substances, and movies. These are the most prominent one. Okay, these are top things. Basically what people are trying to do is they are trying to escape from the situation. So when they go or to vacation, they are thinking we are away from our problems, but that is not the reality. When we are trying to escape from the reality, but it is not possible. When we are going on vacation, we have to come back. When we are going to sleep, we have to wake up to reality. When we are intoxicating, you are actually becoming sober. Again, like you have to live the same one. You're listening to something or watching movies. At one point, it stops. So it's really amazing to see, right? Whatever we are trying to do to relax is basically trying to escape from this world. So reason we want to continually escape is we are a spiritual being living in this material world, and material life doesn't provide us the true comfort. Okay, so there are two worlds: material world and spiritual world. We're going to talk about slowly in few more chapters, next few chapters actually, the material world and spiritual world. What Krishna explains in this, there is a spiritual world also. However, we have now come to this material world in some or other form. Okay, trying to escape, but we don't know the place they are trying to escape to or go back is the spiritual world. So, what Jiva or what a being is Jiva is trying to do is what we should be doing is escaping this world or escaping to spiritual world. Therefore, only escape is the greatest escape, that is escaping to spiritual world. And now the question is how everyone in the material world figure out how to get back to the spiritual world. That is the question. Some people have realized, right, we are stuck in this material world. Some people not even realize, they are still enjoying and trying to use these material forms to escape. So what does Krishna? Krishna comes down to this world. So what he does, he comes down from spiritual world to material world to take back these jivas to the spiritual world. Okay, Krishna takes avatar. Avatar means ava means come, tar means down. Like he comes down. Therefore, why he comes, like to establish and educate people in the world, by which every soul can get the opportunity to connect the God, connect with the real identity. That's what is happening. So by coming this in this world, Krishna is establishing eternal education system. So if you see from the top in this picture, Krishna is giving this to Brahma and then Brahma to Narada. In this way, it is the disciplic succession. It's a lineage of teachers. It's a line of teachers. Anyone who wants to enter this school of spiritual knowledge, there are certain qualifications. Okay, you need to you need to have a good heart. You need to you need to be non-envious, and you have to be devoted. And Krishna explains that if you grasp this knowledge, then there is a gradual success. Okay, so in this, Krishna has set up the educational system for the spiritual education. So in history 4.1, Krishna explained how this knowledge came to existence, right? How it was transformed or passed from one generation to another generation. So in this way, in next, the staff and teachers who can actually pass on this knowledge, that is there. Like entrance qualification, next is like who are ready to accept this knowledge, that is also explained. And graduate success, right? What happens when you actually success? So these are the people, like in 4.9, Krishna talks like janma karma che me divyam yo vetti tatvatah jakta deham punarjanma neti mameti sarjuna. So what Krishna says in 4.9, graduation criteria, right? Success, right? When you go to engineering or any certification program, the graduation criteria is you get a degree certificate. In the same way, for the spiritual education, there is a graduation criteria. What is that graduation criteria? One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance, means Krishna's appearance and activities, that does not, upon leaving the body, take this birth again in this material world. So what is the criteria? We don't have to take birth again in this material world. That is the criteria. And how does it becomes? How do we do that? By knowing more or transcendental nature of Krishna's appearance and activities. That is what Krishna has explained. What Srila Prabhupada or the Gita, what we are referring, is the latest chain in those teachers who are coming from directly from Krishna. Now we are coming in that line of teachers, and many of you who are learning, you will also go and teach others also the Bhagavad Gita. So you are also in that line, the perpetuate line. This will always go on. Okay. So this is, if you have Bhagavad Gita as it is, you will see this disciplic succession, right? Right, it starts from Krishna and Brahma till the 32nd teacher is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So that is Srila Prabhupada, who is at the 32nd. This how it helps us, like it gives us confidence, like whatever the knowledge we are learning or understanding is coming from the teachers who have come from directly from Krishna himself. We can be confident that we are grasping the authentic, pure, and uncompromised scriptures or knowledge. Now, you might ask a question: why Krishna spoke this Gita to Arjuna? Then why Arjuna's name is not there? Right? There might be very natural question. So, what is explained is there are two types of lineages. What Krishna talked about this. So these are the two lines. One is seminal line and another is spiritual line. So what do you mean by seminal line? So seminal means like from father to son. That is generally happen in king to prince. Then that prince become kings, and again he gives to that. That is seminal line. Okay, and it is going to the next generation, next Rajarshi. It is called as Rajarshi, Raja and Rishi, the kings who have the saintly qualities. That is called as Rajarshi. Recently, very recent one we know is like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He was the Rajarshi. He was spiritual at heart and he was a king also. So that these are some of the examples. But now that lineage has is not progressing. That has cut down. Spiritual means like spiritual line means Krishna has given to Brahma and then Narada and these spiritual teachers, like teacher to disciple in this way. Okay, so what the current status is? So as I explained, seminal line goes through Rajarshis and spiritual line goes to saints. And what current status is? Rajarshi's line is weak and then a saintly line is strong. Right? We have guru and disciplic succession going on as, and that is the knowledge how it is getting perpetuated or transfer or passed on to one generation to other generation. So I hope it is making sense to you. You can send your questions to me in the chat anytime. Okay, please feel free to ask question. So how does Krishna establishing in this knowledge in this world, right? So Krishna comes to give it. He then sets up this educational system of teachers. And now this is how we have received it through Prabhupada, right? The actual knowledge. Once we know what is the knowledge, like how it is, uh, the knowledge has come in this world. Now we have to understand accurately what is the knowledge. When the eternal education system is giving you knowledge, two things happen. You understand completely what is the reality, what are the true things, what are not correct things, and all those things. So that is accurate understanding. So many people read Bhagavad Gita, but their understanding is completely inaccurate. So we'll discuss a couple of examples. These my misconceptions are mainly from internet, which I have gathered, and either where people are talking about Gita or they are someone who have read the Gita and they are giving opinion what Gita is. So these are some of the misconceptions about Bhagavad Gita. So first one is Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna, but we are all God. Okay, many this is a Mayavadi philosophy. We are all God. That even though Krishna just talked, we are all God. Second misconception like Bhagavad Gita teaches that every path leads to the same destination. So that's also not correct. That is also misconception. Every path doesn't lead to the same destination. The Bhagavad Gita promotes polytheism. Polytheism matlab multiple gods. The worshipping of multiple gods. That is Bhagavad Gita. That is also not correct. Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata are actually mythology. So that mythology, it is like it's not doesn't happen reality. It just these are the stories. So Bhagavad Gita promotes an unfair caste system based on birth. That is also incorrect. We are going to discuss about that also. Bhagavad Gita is a Hindu book. That is also not correct. Yeah. Anybody wants to say anything? Please be on mute if you're not talking. Anandji, if you can, do you want to say something? Okay. Caste system, as we said, right? Caste system. Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita, but he is immoral and has human weaknesses. Right? Krishna has weaknesses, like he just trying to cover his weaknesses, and that's why he's speaking. Many people talk like this also. And Bhagavad Gita sees sections of society as lower, for example, women. This is again another misconception. Many people have this. So people have this misconception. They think like they have the knowledge, but they don't have accurate knowledge. They have this misconception or concocted meanings of Bhagavad Gita. The point here is if we don't learn the knowledge from eternal education system, which is the true disciplic succession, that means we are not having the correct knowledge. We may read the book and come to wrong conclusion. And that's why the Bhagavad Gita name, that Bhagavad Gita that we follow is named as Bhagavad Gita as it is, because it doesn't have kind of misconception or any impurity in there. Therefore, first effect of educational eternal education is that you have the accurate understanding. What Krishna talks in one of the shlokas as ye yatha mam prapadyante tanstateva bhajamyaham mama vartmanun vartante manushya partha sarvasha. All as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Accordingly means not everyone gets the same thing. Whatever the level of their surrender, they will get rewarded. Everyone follows my path in all respect, O son of Pritha. So Krishna here is smashing some of the biggest misconceptions we have about spirituality, about Gita, just to show that you get the knowledge from right source, you get the accurate understanding. So many people think like I have this Bhagavad Gita, I have done this course and this understanding, and that means everything is same. That is not correct. What Krishna is actually himself is cutting that particular misconception. So there are three major misconceptions what we generally see is all paths lead to first one is all paths lead to the same destination. In shloka verse 11 it has been answered. It doesn't matter what spirituality you do or religion you follow or what kind of theological line, ultimately everyone leads to the same destination. But what Krishna is saying, no, it is not like that. What Krishna explains is there are two extremes. Exclusivism means there is only one path. One path is right and everything else is exclusive. That is called as exclusivism. Means only we are correct, everyone is wrong. That thought process is exclusivism. Then there is another thought process is inclusivism. Just a moment. Or pluralism, like all paths are same. That is another thought process. But what Krishna is proposing here is inclusivism. Right? Bhagavad Gita talks about where we see that whatever religion you follow, it will give you the progress on your spiritual path. Okay. However, each religion is containing a different level of detail in spiritual revelation. So whatever the path you are following, you will get that kind of realizations only. It will not be same for everyone. They are not the same. Some are more evolved theologically, some are less evolved, some are more evolved. Okay, so this is the misconception Krishna has smashed. So what we are doing is we are trying to understand accurately what Krishna has, the knowledge what Krishna wants to transfer. Another verse Krishna talks about kankshastah karmanah siddhim yajanta hi devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. So men in this world desire success in fruitive activities and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world. So what Krishna is answering here, there are many gods by this verse. So misconception is Bhagavad Gita talks about many gods like polytheistic, but that is not true. Bhagavad Gita is monotheistic but polymorphic. Okay, so monotheistic means there is only one God, supreme God. There is one supreme God who is Krishna. But what is polymorphic means now that one God has multiple forms, multiple avatars or multiple incarnations. As you can see in this picture, all of them have derived from Krishna only, the supreme personality. Okay, there is only one supreme. There is multiple incarnations like Vishnu, Rama, Varaha, and even other gods also. So demigods are not same level as supreme god. Okay, like Ganesha, Surya, Indra, these are demigods. They are not at the same level of Krishna. That doesn't mean like they are very low and anything. They are also at very high position, very high position. Okay, then there are living entities after demigod. There is living entities like us, like humans, animals and plants. One of the biggest problem in this modern day Hinduism, like everything is mixed up and we are saying everything is the same. Some people worship humans also and they say he's supreme God. That is also incorrect. Like people, you can worship a human, that there is no problem, but you cannot consider him as a supreme God. Okay, so that is another thing. Like there is no spiritual substance to that. Actually, there is no support for that claim. Krishna is saying there is a universal system. You must know identity. Who is the supreme God? That we have to know. Who are the incarnations of supreme God? Who are the demigods? Who are the living entities? That we have to have understanding. Third means misconception we are talking about, like chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashah tasya kartaram ma vidya kartaram avyayam. So according to three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer being unchangeable. Now here Krishna is talking about the four categories or uh, caste system. Many people we have in India, like caste system very deeply rooted. Many people say like Krishna has also introduced that caste system in Bhagavad Gita. But what current caste system that we are having in this world is exploitative because it's based on birth. But caste system, what Bhagavad Gita has explained, is not what caste system we have currently. Bhagavad Gita has different or the real caste system, that is original system of division of human society. What is based on the purpose, that is importance was the social integration and spiritual progress. It is not certain class could have monopoly, power, or money, influence, or over other things, which what has become now. It is based on college qualifications, the character of the person, not birth. Guna karma vibhagasha, guna, and opportunities. Okay, so opportunities where there to move from one division to other division. So there is opportunity also. So you can go from one level to the higher level, and vice versa also. If your karma or the activities are not good, you can come from higher level to lower level also. Okay, that is what the Bhagavad Gita caste system or whatever the divisions what is given here. Okay, when people say it is a misconception, it is structure of what Krishna has created. So I hope you are getting sense what we are talking about here, right? Here, the in these last three verses, what Krishna has given us accurate understanding of our knowledge, and some of the examples we have seen by that what Krishna is smashing uh, those misconceptions what we have currently in our life. Okay, there is a question or comment. I didn't see that. Okay, what was the language used to write Gita by Vyasa? Okay, I'll answer this question right now. So, as you know, Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata is written by Vyasadeva, and my understanding is Mahabharata is written in Sanskrit, and that's why Gita is also written in Sanskrit. Okay, I hope this is answered. Now we saw the first effect of knowledge. We saw the first effect of knowledge, that is accurate understanding. And now there is a second effect, right? Removing the reactions. So second effect is removing the reactions. Let me just explain what it does it mean. Each one of us are experiencing karma. It, everyone, I'm pretty much sure everyone must have heard of this word karma, right? So what karma literally means is reaction or the action, but it refers to the reactions that we are getting through accumulated activities through different lifetimes. It's not karma is not only what you are doing, but what you are experiencing because your past karma. Now, past karma can be from the same life or previous lives also. So there is a system that Krishna creates in this world whereby we perform the activities and then we get certain reactions through those for those activities. Now, what do you think? Like, why karma system is created? Can you just answer this? Like, why Krishna has created this karma system? And what is the point of it? Like, what is the purpose? What problem Krishna is trying to solve here? Like, exactly. Can somebody answer this through chat or
And
yes?
so it's a bit complicated, but I believe karma acts as a waves for us. So let's take ourselves as standing in a space. And if, for example, when we throw a stone in water, how it creates ripples, right? Similar way, any actions that we do, there are ripples or effects which it creates in somebody else's lives or our life. So it the way the ripples affect the our surroundings, our space, that's how we accumulate karma. So karma is nothing but the after effects or aftermaths of waves. When it clashes something in front and it comes back to us. So
You're
if we
right.
have
You're right. But why? Why it is created like this? That is the question. Your explaining is what is karma and how it works. That's fine. One answer I got on the chat is to do the right things. Yes, you're right, Pankajji. And consider God in each lives is karma. Okay. I don't know how it is karma. Can you just explain, Pankajji, like how it is karma?
Yeah, miss, what happened ki we should not think negative about other people's. We should always help them. So if the God is everywhere, means God is everyone's life. So definitely we should spread positivity by helping people among us and surroundings. So that is also part of karma.
Right, right. So, matlab, if we are doing good things to other, good things will happen. If we are doing bad thing to bad thing will happen. Like
Correct,
reward
correct.
or punishment, something like that.
Yes, yes. Means you are doing bad thing means you're going against God only. So that will definitely reverse back in terms of karma only.
Correct, correct.
Yeah, yeah.
What are any other reasons anybody can think of, like why karma system is created, as explained correctly by Pankajji? Like any other reason? Okay, fine. So, as some of the answers we have got, like basically karma system is created to learn, to make us learn, right? To make us understand or reward or punish us, to purify us, to guide us. This karma system has been made. Okay, so if we do good action, we get good reaction. But why? Because we enforce good, that goodness in us. Okay, we have to realize we are not. We are doing good thing, then we are elevating in our life. That's what we have to learn. And karma is all about education. It's all about helping us live better in this world. Okay, so it's a beautiful picture of Krishna. He lived in Vrindavan, in a village, right? You may be knowing Vrindavan is in UP near Mathura. Right, around 5,000 years ago, Krishna lived there. Krishna had thousands and thousands of cows. You can see in this picture. As you can see, right, Krishna has names of Govinda. He gives pleasure to Go means cow, Vinda means giving pleasure, right? Govinda. His Gopal means he who is protecting the cow. That is another name, Gopal. And he living in the place called Gokula, which is his home of cows. So Krishna, in essence, is actually likes cows. That unsaid thing. We know, everyone knows that. Okay. So what do you think? Like if Krishna is taking cows, uh, just and then he wants to call the cows, what exactly he will do? How will he to get the cows to uh, from grazing? Like what he will do to call them? Any answer? Anybody knows? How does he get them back? It's simple, right? He might be every cow of Krishna had a name. He will call them. Okay, he calls names of cows. If some cows doesn't listen by names, he plays his flute. And if their names, they're not even listening to his flute, then he blows his horn. So buffalo horn, they had this horn which had very loud sound. He'll blow his horn, and even if they don't listen, he chases them with the stick. Okay. So this is one way of seeing his pastimes and lives. But what we should learn from this, what the Krishna teaching, right? What Krishna does is in our life by giving us karmic reactions or whatever the results, he's trying to explain us the situations. He wants us to hear the teachings, change our life and go back. And sometimes uh, we don't change our life, we don't listen till. Then he shows by example, right? He arranges situations around us, and then some of those situations, and hopes that we will listen, we'll understand, and we'll change our lives. But even if we still don't listen, he gives us some experience, some experiences in this world. And even if our experiences in this life's experiences we are not learning, he is giving us another life so that we can improve our life. I hope you are understanding this. I'll explain why I'm explaining all this. Okay, so there are types of intelligence. Like there are three types of intelligence. So third class or very lowest or types of intelligence is experiencing, like self-experiencing the things. Second class is second law, higher than that is seeing, and highest is hearing. Okay, if you are not able to change your life by hearing, then Krishna will show you. And if you are not still learning, then Krishna will give you some experience and direction. Okay, what Krishna is saying in this section is understanding the knowledge from the eternal education system, apply it, and change your way of thinking and your approach to life. We don't have to experience everything. For example, when we are kids or even small kids, they don't go near to fire. They just hear to their parents, "You don't go near, you will get burned." If we try, or if that kid tries to be adventurous, he'll actually get burned, right? So that's, if he doesn't hear, then he'll get burned. That will be a bad experience for him. In the same way, we also have to be very cautious and alert with whatever experiences or whatever the situations we are going through. Are we hearing the right things? Okay, are we applying those things in our lives, and are we changing our direction to life? That is very, very important. I hope it is making sense to you. So what Krishna is explained, the one is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He is said by sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. So when you get the knowledge and you apply in your life, you will be freed from the karmic reactions. That's what Krishna is saying. And even the karmic reactions that do come in your life, you won't be affected by them much, because the fire of knowledge will protect you from suffering. Okay, so if you have understood it and full knowledge, then you will not be burned by those karmic reactions. That's what Krishna is telling here. So different actions bring us different results. Okay, good actions, as we discussed, good actions, good karma brings us good reactions. And bad actions means vikarma. Bad actions bring us bad reactions. But there, Krishna is telling us about spiritual action, like that is called as akarma. And there is, like, if you do spiritual actions, there won't be any reactions. He wants us to do the spiritual actions with incur no reactions, and at the end of the life, when your karmic bank balance is completely withdrawn, you can go back to the spiritual world. So try to understand there are three balances, three buckets. One is karma, one is vikarma, and another is akarma. If you are doing good things, then karma gets accumulated. If you are doing vikarma, then vikarma gets accumulated. And if you're doing akarma, means this spiritual balance is increasing. Right? That's what we are talking. And what we should be aspiring is increasing our spiritual balance. And the last section here is S, is sacrifice. Like Krishna talks about sacrifice. Like we know the knowledge now, that we are listening to go into deeper space, listening to go into the deeper space of within our heart. Like how that knowledge can go in our heart, right? What Krishna says is by a sacrifice you can actually get this knowledge in your heart. How to make that sacrifice? It's some of the unadulterated brahmachari sacrifice the hearing process and the senses in the fire of mental control. Others, the regulated householders, sacrifice the objects of the senses in the fire of the senses. And in this second 4.27, he talks others who are interested in achieving self-realization through control of mind and senses offer the functions of all senses and the life breath as oblations into the fire of the control mind. So what this may look very confusing, but it is not a riddle, or it is not something very complicated thing to understand. Just be patient, right? If as you read more and more, it will make more sense. What Krishna is basically saying, if you want to get knowledge, you have to make sacrifice. That is what the meaning of these two verses. Now, what kind of sacrifice? So to get the knowledge, you have to make sacrifice. So Krishna has explained there are different stages in everyone's life, or different people are in different stages of this, like brahmacharis, grihasthas, vanaprasthas, and sannyasis. Like everyone pass through these things, or some are at one particular point in at that one particular age. So according to your stage of life, there are certain sacrifices that you have to perform. Like brahmacharis means you have to do hearing and chanting, studying, and sense control. Like they are living in ashram, they are not enjoying life, they are devoting their life to service. That is brahmacharis. Grihasthas means they do charity, they earn money, but they also do charity. They help temples, they help brahmacharis, vanaprasthas, and sannyasis also. They follow the regulative principles of life. Vanaprasthas, they do austerities, they go to holy places. And sannyasis, they keep on roaming, keep on traveling and guiding people. According to our life situation, we have to begin molding our life in certain way and acting in a certain way, and the knowledge we are receiving will go in deeper space. So whatever stage we are, we have to apply those things and get the knowledge in our deeper sense. Okay. You can't just get the knowledge by reading. You have to understand it and live it in a certain way. These are this on the left hand side. These are individual sacrifices, but there are universal sacrifices. Universal means everyone has to do, irrespective of your category, your brahmachari, your grihastha, or vanaprastha, or sannyasi. Still, you have to do these universal sacrifices. Which are those? Is like spiritual teachers, right? You have to have those spiritual teachers, their lifestyle and character, and chanting. These are universal things. What Krishna is trying to make the point is, right, if you want to get the knowledge, it's not just intellectual thing. You have to make sacrifice in your life. What is sacrifice? Is like sacrifice is doing something which you will not be comfortable with generally. Okay, that is sacrifice. So what is the lesson here? Wisdom, knowledge is revealed through those who make practical sacrifice. Religion without philosophy is sentiment, or it is a sentimental thing, and philosophy without religion is speculation. Therefore, we need both. We need, what we should do, learn and practice. We should do both, knowledge from the philosophy and practices from religion. Side by side, we have to do both. So there are different sacrifices that are recommended here in different yugas, right? If you know Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kala Yuga. In Satya Yuga, the sacrifice recommended was dhyana, meditation. In Treta Yuga, the sacrifice was yajna, or fire sacrifice. In Dwapar Yuga, deity worship, the archanam. And Kali Yuga is the chanting, Hari Kirtan. Essentially, we have to we are living in this Kali Yuga. And I hope you know that, like, we are living in Kali Yuga. Like, once Krishna left this world, Kali Yuga started, and we are 5,000 years after Kali Yuga right now, and there are lakhs and lakhs still years to pass. What is the sacrifice is recommended for Kali Yuga is Hari Kirtan, the chanting. So I would urge everyone to chant at least one round Hare Krishna mantra every day, and you will see how this knowledge is that you are learning is assimilated in your lives. That you will learn. You're, if you just try to read and understand, if you just try to just listen to the lectures, you'll get stuck. But if you read, sacrifice, and be patient, all that knowledge will be revealed to you. So we are at the end of this chapter. In chapter 2 and 3, what Krishna told Arjuna to stay in this world. Krishna gave everything, all the knowledge, and told, you stay in this world, and you need to have spiritual vision, everything. But there is no spiritual vision without knowledge. So in Krishna, in chapter 4, Krishna teaches Arjuna the transcendental knowledge. The acronym is years. And the sutra for chapter is here, the world teaches you to become knowledgeable by study. Okay, what the world is expecting you is to just study, read more, listen more, or just study. What Gita teaches you to become knowledgeable by sacrifice, by applying it, by actually changing your life, by practicing it. That is what is important. You not only get knowledge, but also get wisdom, foresight, and vision by sacrifice. So that's all for today. I hope you all have understood. In case anybody has any questions, now we are open for questions. We still have 5 minutes to go, 5 to 6 minutes. Okay, Pankaj Patil. Which knowledge? Yes, good question. Which knowledge we are talking about now? So knowledge that we just learned, right? What is our position? What is in previous two chapters we learned about that knowledge. Okay, what is our position? What is our relationship with the God? In next few chapters we are going to learn about what are the nature, what are our how we should be performing our activities in this life. This is the knowledge, right? The entire Bhagavad Gita, this transcendental knowledge is what we are talking about. Applied knowledge is power. Yes, you're right. Any other question?
Acha, Gita was spoken by Krishna. So
Yes.
then whatever the verses are given in Bhagavad Gita, this book. So means what is guarantee that the same verses spoken by Krishna means what is guarantee means Vyasa has written properly means that is the question.
Yeah. See, there are in Kali Yuga we have these what it's called as cheating propensity, the improper senses. We don't have enough senses, right? We have this cheating propensity. We commit mistakes. These are the things. Now, if in Kali Yuga we are doing these things, we are writing. If I say, okay, I'll write my own Bhagavad Gita, but I am actually bound by these four vices or four shortcomings. Okay. Now, when we are talking about Bhagavad Gita is written by Vyasadeva, he is not the normal human being. He was a literary incarnation of Krishna, and it is written by Vyasadeva by himself. And when Krishna has spoken him, Vyasadeva has that vision and the abilities to get those everything rewritten. Okay. Now, what is the guarantee what Krishna has spoken? And that's why we talked about this lineage, that eternal education system. What is eternal education system? What Krishna has told is Krishna has not given this knowledge to Arjuna at first. Krishna has given this knowledge to Surya Dev, Vivaswan. Okay, Vivaswan, like in 4.1, let me just share my screen again. PG 4.2. So very interesting discussion in first few verses of this chapter. So I'll go to the meaning here. Lord Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed to Manu and the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed to Ishwaku. Ishwaku, if you remember, Ishwaku is very forefather of Lord Rama again. So now what Krishna said, first he gave to sun god Vivaswan. Okay, now we'll go to next verse. And in this way, supreme science was thus received through chain of disciplic succession. We talked about that. Disciplic succession means from one teacher to next his students. Saintly kings. Saintly kings means Rajarshi. We talked about that again. Understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken. Therefore, the science as it is appeared to be lost. Okay, now here Krishna talks about to who is eligible to get this knowledge. Like Bhakto Semi Yatha Cheti. Like Krishna is telling this to Arjuna because he is friend and his devotee. That's why Arjuna is receiving this knowledge. Now Arjuna asks now, this is very important question. Like Pankaj is same asking the similar question. Now sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this to science to him? Right? What is the truth? Why Krishna had told Arjun, sun god. So what Krishna says is many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot subdue of enemy. So what Krishna is saying, like there have been many lives, and Krishna is in his divine body form. He can remember everything, but Arjuna is in every time he's changing body, he cannot remember all these things. So point being here is Krishna has been telling this Bhagavad Gita since beginning to Vivaswan and everything. We got this format of Bhagavad Gita through Arjuna and Vyasadeva. And this has come to us through disciplic succession. Now, who is the disciplic succession? The Guru Parampara, or we know from whom we are reading, and we know from whom that teacher has read or understood, and we know his previous teacher, and then that previous teacher is coming directly from Krishna. That means it is Guru Parampara. So just to give you another analogy, it's like if you are taking admission in one college, you will check to which university that college is affiliated to. What is the background of university? You won't go to a very remote place in Afghanistan, a village, there is a university named some XYZ, and you will take admission there. You will come to Pune or Mumbai and you will find Pune University or Mumbai University. They are very old universities, very renowned people have passed out from these universities, and that's why this college, which is affiliated this college, must be good, right? So this way we have to understand. That's why we have to hear, and that's why first priority is given to hearing the knowledge, not experiencing it. You cannot experience everything. I hope Pankaj it is clear.
Yeah, correct. So after Mahabharata, how many years after Mahabharata Vyasa written Gita?
After he was during that same time frame, he was there during the same time frame.
So during Mahabharata, he was there.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He was mentioned in Mahabharata. He is there in Mahabharata. Yes.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Anybody else? We are close to our time. Any other question? Okay. So I have one